I have been waiting nearly all year to make this video. This is the Blackmagic Pixis, and this is my iPhone monitoring the Pixis. Let's talk about it. So just about an hour ago, Blackmagic released an update for the iOS version of the Blackmagic camera app, as well as the Blackmagic Pixis. Now the updates on both devices come with a couple different features. For example, they added the whatever necessary firmware for the Pixis monitor, which hopefully is a hint that the Pixis monitor will start shipping very, very soon. Another highly requested feature of the Pixis is they listened to all of us, and now the lock button right here, which used to lock up the touchscreen as well as all the physical buttons, not allowing you to record, now only stops the touchscreen from working, but you can still record and work within all of the physical buttons even when this is locked. So that is really nice to see. What's funny is actually in the morning, I was going to release this video nearly 15 minutes long talking about the recent Blackmagic updates. I mean, we got the 𝗬𝗧𝗨𝗙𝗙 immersive camera, which got pricing of $30,000. You can pre-order on the website. We got more specs about it. For Blackmagic Cloud, they added some cool online features like scrubbing and better previews for the proxies. They also cut in half the price of the per terabyte for Blackmagic Cloud storage. So where it used to be $30 per terabyte, now it's $15, making it much more on par with the other kind of cloud services like iCloud, Dropbox, Google Drive. And if you're someone like me who really only sends proxies to the cloud and not originals, getting 1 terabyte for $15 plus a $5 library fee, I mean, this workflow just keeps getting better and better. But scrap all that, and now we can focus on the standout feature of today's update, and that is for the ability to control and monitor via your phone. It's not perfect, it's not all sunshines and roses, so let's walk through how to set it up, what its limitations, what the pros and cons are. So obviously the first thing you need to do is update both devices. So on the phone, just go to the App Store. If you already have the camera app downloaded, just make sure it's updated. For the Pixis camera, you want to make sure you go to the support page of the Blackmagic website. I'll leave a link down to this stuff in the description below. You'll want to download the latest update, plug the camera into the computer via the rear USB-C port. Now after the update, the way the camera monitoring works currently is through a network. So it may be deceiving because I have this connected via USB-C cable, and we'll talk about more in a couple minutes of what I hope kind of gets added as this feature gets developed, but you have to connect your camera to a network first, the same way you would upload clips to Blackmagic Cloud. So you're going to want to turn on personal hotspot. You may need to try out a couple different USB-C cables. For me, all of my Angelbird data cables seem to work just fine. If it pops up on your phone screen, make sure you hit trust. And an easy way to make sure that the Pixis is connected to the internet is you'll want to tap on your media, and at the top here, you'll see a little cloud icon. And so right now it says no internet connection. It's like I may have spoken too soon on the cables. I was trying to clean up the setup a bit by using this right angle adapter, but I think it's causing it not to work, unfortunately. I'm gonna go back to my longer cable here. All right, so definitely a bit uglier there. So now you'll click on that little cloud icon, or at least make sure it's blue. If you're logged in like me, you'll kind of see your account info right here. If you don't want to log in, I don't believe you have to log in to make this feature work, but you do just want to make sure it's blue because that means your Pixis is connected to the internet. Now, once you're connected to the internet, you'll want to go into the menu system and go to setup, and you'll see a new option on the third to last page. This is the remote monitoring. Before you can turn it on, you do have to set up a password. So I just chose 1234. Doesn't have to be anything crazy complex. And then once you set a password, you can turn remote control on, and you can either have monitor only or control and monitor, just like you have the ability to choose that between iPhones, iPads, all that good stuff. So now your settings are all good to go. If I hit menu, you'll see this little icon at the top here. If I hit disconnect, just so you can see what it looks like, just looks like the same monitor icon we've been seeing for months on our phone here. And so now, obviously, I've disconnected, so now we're seeing my phone's camera, so it's not connected yet. Make sure on the phone you go into your settings, and under remote camera control, you want to turn it on and use this phone as a controller. Make sure it's not set to remote camera. So then we'll go back to the camera section here. We'll tap on that remote camera icon. We'll see our Pixis up here, and that's really it. We can tap away, Takes a couple seconds to clear up. And so now what we essentially have is a Pixis monitor. And what is great about this is you can, of course, do the same exact thing with your iPad, which is amazing if you want a larger monitor than what you normally may stick on the camera. But this is where I need to, unfortunately, roll back your excitement just a bit. Once you get everything set up, it is pretty seamless. There have been a couple moments. Keep in mind, I've only had this for about an hour. There have been a couple times where I need to like restart the app or unplug the cable when first connecting it, because I've power cycled everything a bunch of times, seeing how this, works when you take your camera out and turn everything on. How fast does it connect? Obviously, you have to make sure personal hotspot's turned on, Wi-Fi's turned off. So it takes a couple button pushes to get this thing rolling. To me, that's not all that bad. The hardest part right now is the latency between the monitor and the camera is pretty rough. So you probably saw it a second ago, hands in front of here. Like, that's pretty decent amount of latency. There's a couple other user interface bugs that I'm noticing, like on the monitor. I think this is supposed to be the camera's battery and it says 0% and dead, but it's not. It's still got like 20%. It's also showing no card in the camera, but there absolutely is. And just now when I go to hit record, it's blacking out, but recording did work earlier. In terms of the latency, how does that affect the use case of this? I would say if you're someone mostly like me, honestly, who is like, if I'm doing product shots and I'm doing really slow pans and focus pulls, I think it's going to be just fine. I think for a lot of people, they mostly wanted this feature so that they could just, basically what I'm doing here, a talking head, and you just want to attach your phone real quick, make sure you're in frame, make sure you're in focus, turn on camera controls, have a really long USB-C cable. You can kind of hold your monitor right here, go to an iPad, whatever it may be. I think having this feature is incredibly important, and I've been telling people I think this feature is inevitable. I think it's why they were testing out the remote functionality from iPhone to iPhone or iPhone to iPad. And we saw when that feature first came out, it was really laggy, it was really buggy, it had some pretty gnarly bugs to it. And so this doesn't concern me all that much. Yes, of course, I wish the latency was perfect right out the gate, but I'm just so excited to see this feature, and I think this is going to help so many people's minimalist Pixis setups. If you don't want to go out and buy the Pixis monitor, now you have something to at least make work. Your phone is an excellent monitor, it's super bright, the battery lasts a long time, and look, you just connect it via a USB-C cable. But of course, we still have some cons. I do hope they add at some point the ability to monitor and control through a USB-C cable, but have it be a true wired experience. Because right now, if I go to a place that doesn't have service or the service isn't very good, if you run out of personal hotspot data, even unlimited data plans have personal hotspot caps. And I don't know how much data this is taking. I guess time will tell. But I have a feeling if you were to use this as your full-time monitor, you're probably going to soak that up pretty quickly. So there's definitely still some things to iron out, both with the user interface, you got bugs, and just figuring out the data plan around this stuff. But man, was I excited to see this update. Blackmagic has just been killing it with the updates the past couple weeks. And for me, this is the icing on the cake. This is the update I wanted to see. I don't have any word as of right now on if this is going to come to the Pocket line or the 𝗬𝗧𝗨𝗙𝗙 or anything like that. I think the Pixis makes sense for this feature to start out with. I'm sure they're going to want to iron out some of the kinks, get that latency down, or figure out some other things to optimize it. And then my guess is we'll start seeing it roll out to the other cameras. As always, I want to hear what you guys think about all this. Let me know down in the comments below. If you like videos like this, make sure you get subscribed. Thank you, Blackmagic, for not releasing this at 3 a.m. this time, so at least hopefully I can get in bed by 1 or 2 a.m. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. I'll see you in the next video.